The objection of Brennan, Ben, and Brolin is that Thanos should have wished for double the resources, not half the life. But hopefully now you can see that Thanos thinks of all life in the universe as yeast in a petri dish. Doubling the size of the petri dish would do no good. Instead, he's proposing having the amount of yeast because he thinks it will teach the lesson that population needs to be controlled, contained. And he thinks that it'll teach that lesson, one, because that's how he learned about the danger and existential threat of overpopulation. And two, because people will see that the problem of overpopulation has been solved by reducing the population and will accept that new solution. I think this is the most correct reading of Thanos, particularly because in Endgame, he laments that people didn't learn the lesson he taught and didn't appreciate the solution he provided.
And as long as there are those that remember what was, there will always be those that are unable to accept what can be. I'm thankful. Because now, I know what I must do. I will shred this universe down to its last atom. Create a new one. A grateful universe.
So one of the things Thanos wanted was a paradigm shift. He wanted people to believe that overpopulation was a problem and to take it seriously. But if that's all he wanted, then he wished poorly. Because the first rule of wishing is to wish for what you want, not for something that leads to what you want. But I do see a possible explanation to defend his wish. The Ehrlichs didn't merely argue that population collapse was an avoidable future we should guard against. Remember that quote from earlier. The battle is over. Hundreds of millions of people will starve to death in spite of any programs embarked upon now. Nothing can prevent a substantial increase in the world death rate. Perhaps Thanos thinks this of his universe. Perhaps he was trying to sneak two wishes into one wish. First, he wanted to decrease the population to correct current overpopulation. And second, he wanted a paradigm shift so that people knew that overpopulation was a problem and preserved life in the universe. So what he chose to do was try to lump the resource shift and the paradigm shift into one wish by having the population. Thus, it's at least possible that what Thanos wished for in the movies was a reasonably efficient thing to do.